Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all at home for watching the meeting, this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Before we get started, would everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? And I'm going to lead us tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And would you please remain standing for a memory of silence for all the members of the armed forces who are serving both domestically and overseas to protect our freedoms that we enjoy, and may they all come home safe to be with their families. And also, let's keep in mind tomorrow is Veterans Day, and it's 11/11/11 is when Veterans Day is celebrated, and we really need to thank our veterans for everything that they do day in and day out, both those that are active and those that are retired, because if it wasn't for our veterans, we wouldn't be enjoying the freedoms that we enjoy every day. We wouldn't be gathering as families, we wouldn't be gathering as groups, we wouldn't be doing a lot of things that we're doing that we enjoy. So please keep in mind, tomorrow is Veterans Day, and when you see a veteran, please thank that veteran for his or her service to this great nation. And also keep in mind, today is the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. It's the 246th birthday of the Marines. So happy birthday, United States Marines, and thank you for all you do, and thank you for your service as well. So thank you, everybody. Okay, so once again, tonight's Town Board meeting is the Town Board work session. And prior to coming out here this evening for the public portion of the meeting, we met in executive session at 6 p.m. with the highway superintendent to discuss a personnel matter. And then the supervisor and the town board met to discuss personnel 2022. And the board also discussed the proposed bids that were received for the garbage districts. For the record, two board members are not present with us this evening. Councilman Borelli is away with his family on vacation, and Councilman Shannell has a family obligation that he had to attend to this evening, and he couldn't be with us. But myself, Councilwoman McDonough, Councilman Lombardi are here, along with Joe Charbonneau, all the way down to my left. He's our special counsel tonight. He's filling in for Greg Folchetti, who is away with his family as well. So, the first item on the Town Board work session is the review of the Town Board minutes of October 20th, 2021. Do any board members have any comments regarding the Town Board minutes? If there aren't any, we're going to move forward. Okay, first item on the agenda, Mike Simone, Highway Superintendent. This is considered a request to acknowledge emergency payment for parts and supplies. So the superintendent has provided us with the emergency justification form with respect to the Town of Carmel procurement policy, and the highway superintendent purchased from Chemung Supply, vendor number 933, necessary plow parts and supplies, vendor supplier estimates and future shortages is the nature of the emergency, and the estimated cost is $17,000 and any future purchases. And the highway superintendent checked off other, which is an explanation, bulk of purchase price per Sourcewell contract 080818 EVE could not await Town Board resolution to purchase as vendor had inventory on hand. So the vendor had inventory to supply the highway department with much needed plow parts and supplies for the upcoming winter season, and the highway superintendent purchased those supplies under the emergency justification policy in your procurement. So does the Town Board have any questions or comments with respect to the emergency purchase of the necessary plow parts and supplies under emergency procurement?
No. The fact that we're having supply issues around the country, and once this, who knows if we were going to be able to get these pieces or these parts later on. So
I think it's smart.
I have no issue with it.
That he ordered these supplies, and he has them on hand.
Yeah.
And the supplier was able to provide them.
Agreed.
And Frank, I agree with you. With the supply chain issues that everybody is
experiencing.
aware of and experiencing at this time, it's a prudent decision on the part of the highway superintendent to make that purchase. Okay, moving on to number 2. Also, Mike Simone, Highway Superintendent. This is considered a request to authorize awarding bids for fall 2021 highway materials and supplies. So, board, in front of you, you have a memorandum from the Highway Superintendent. He's recommending the following bids be awarded as follows. Wash Sand, Red Wing Properties, FOB $16.50 per ton, delivered $21.50 per ton. Winter Mix Package Pavement Company, single bidder, $127 per ton, 56 to 60 bags, $369.60 per pallet, mileage ADJ, $375 per ton. Guide rail, complete layout and installation per New York State DOT specs. Chemung Supply Corporation was a single bidder. This was for galvanized corrugated beam rail, and it varies from $31.25 per linear foot to corrugated beam rail, 12 feet 3 inches, post spacing, 3640. 6x6 box beam rail, 68.85 per linear foot, using type 1 end sections. 6 inch by 6 inch box beam rail, shop cut and mitered curve, $94 per linear foot. Corton corrugated beam rail, 12.5 feet, post spacing, 39.45. Corrugated beam rail, 12 feet 3 inches, post spacing, 42.20 per linear foot. 6x6 beam rail, no bid on that. 6x6 box beam rail, no bid on that. Timber, ironwood, 100 linear feet, $199.10 per linear foot. 100 feet and over, $186.40 per linear foot. End terminals, type 1 timber rail complete, $28.10. End terminal type 2 timber rail complete, $3,046, $460. Anchorage unit guide rail black back slope, $3,774 each. So that's the guide rails. That's the winter bids that the Highway Super is recommending that the board approve. Any questions, comments on this? No? Okay. All right, next, number 3, this consider additions, deletions to the active list of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. You have correspondence here from Ed Scott, corresponding secretary, and Spofford Town Clerk. Dear Ann, please make the following changes to the active membership of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. Delete the following names, members' names. We regret the department announces the passing of 43-year life member Franklin Whitig. Christina Langlitz has resigned from the department, and Serengo and Chirapona has resigned her probationary membership. Add the following new members: Andrew J. Casamento from Mahopac, New York. It says removed per attached letter. Hold on.
He got
All right.
a job out of state.
He did. Okay.
So he's dropping out,
Okay.
resigning.
All right. Okay. And okay. And do you have that letter? Is there attached letter?
Yeah, it's right here. It's attached.
Oh, Gerald Kick has resigned from the department.
No,
Okay, and
then the
Andrew
next one.
Casamento has received the job. Okay, I'm sorry. And Alexander J. Magalari and Dino Radonovich, Mahopac, New York. Thank you for assistance in this matter. Okay, so the attached letter is, please make the following changes to the active membership of the fire department. Delete the following members. Gerald Kick has resigned from the department. And again, Andrew Casamento received a job offer out of state and will be moving. Kevin Swain has been dropped from the roles of the department for non-participation. Thank you for your assistance in this matter. So I want to thank those volunteer firemen who have left the department for various reasons. Thank them for their service to the Mahopac Fire Protection District. And also the passing of Frank Whiting. I knew Frank Whiting personally. Was a gentleman, very nice man. He owned a business in town for many, many years. So we regret to hear that Frank passed away, and my condolences to him and his family as well. So any questions or comments on the fire department's requests for membership? Okay, number 4, letter from Putnam County Traffic Safety Board. Consider request to authorize resolution to the New York State Department of Transportation requesting traffic study to place weight restrictions on State Route 6N. It's from the intersection of Clark Place, which is right down in the Mahopac Business District, to the intersection of Baldwin Place Road. And what they're recommending is a restriction of 10 tons along that section of State Route 6N, which is also known as South Lake Boulevard. So I attended a meeting with the Traffic Safety Board about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, and there were residents that reside along Route 6N that were in attendance at that meeting, and they all spoke with respect to limiting the weight of large commercial vehicles on Route 6N. And I would have to agree with them that that section of 6N, it's a very narrow winding road, and there are significantly large vehicles, commercial vehicles, that do traverse that road on a regular basis. There's modular homes that have been on that street, which makes it very, very difficult for oncoming traffic to pass by safely. And there's other overweight vehicles or heavy loaded vehicles, tractor trailers, fuel oil trucks, gasoline trucks, tankers, that it's becoming very difficult, and it's an increased safety issue for those folks that are using that road, in particular during the summer months from May until September. That's a very busy road with traffic. A lot of people are crossing Route 6N to access their properties that may be on the lakeside of the road. So there are areas along that road that it becomes very hazardous and very dangerous, and it is a safety issue. So I'm in agreement with the residents that brought this forward to the Putnam County Traffic Safety Board, and the Traffic Safety Board concurs. And there's a letter here from the Safety Board that I can read real quick. Dear Supervisor Schmidt and board members, on September 16th, the Putnam County Traffic Safety Board met and discussed traffic concerns related to State Route 6N, also known as South Lake Boulevard. Residents and business owners alike who were established along the roadway attended the meeting and expressed their concerns related to the roadway and the hazard it presents. There was a concern about tractor trailers that travel along the roadway, which were unable to properly navigate the roadway and have to cross over the center of the road to maneuver around the twisting roadway. As one could imagine, it's only a matter of time before there's a serious accident with one of these large vehicles, and have great difficulty staying in their lane due to the topography of the roadway. Additionally, there was a concern over the use of engine brakes. They're also known as Jake brakes on these trucks, and the noise that it emits. Although the New York State Department of Transportation discourages eliminating the use of any device which is associated with the safer operation of a vehicle, such as an engine brake, and will not prohibit the use thereof. I have seen in some jurisdictions enact local ordinance limiting the use of such devices, although I do not recommend such an ordinance that impacts the stopping ability of a large or heavy vehicle. Increased population throughout the area has increased traffic and generated more complaints of speeding vehicles. As just so everyone is aware, there was a fatality. Sadly, there was a fatality along that section of the road that's been identified as a safety issue this past summer. And there's been multiple accidents at various locations along that stretch of Route 6N. Increased population in the area has increased traffic, generated more complaints. We're in the process of collecting speed data along with the above listed roadway as to better assess the reported problem. Although the accident data does not indicate a higher than normal amount of speed related accidents, once we have the data as a follow-up letter will be provided along with the data indicating factual findings. It is the suggestion of the committee that the New York State DOT place a weight restriction along Route 6N from the intersection of Clark Place to the intersection of Baldwin Place Road of 10 tons. Additionally, enhanced crosswalks should be placed along this corridor where possible for pedestrian traffic to cross safely in closing. This is strongly recommended that the town board make a formal inquiry to the New York State DOT to conduct a feasibility study, which is also known as a traffic study, addressing these issues and concerns. Thank you sincerely. Robert L. Langley, Jr., Putnam County Sheriff Chairman. And he's the chairman of the Traffic Safety Board. So I'm in agreement, as I stated earlier, that, and I would encourage the town board to pass a resolution authorizing or requiring or requesting that the New York State DOT conduct a traffic study along that corridor of Route 6N with respect to weight restrictions and prohibiting large commercial vehicles to traverse that section of the road, because it's become an issue. It's become a increased safety issue and a hazard issue as the traffic has increased tremendously along that corridor. And the pedestrian traffic also during the summer months, and I'm sure you're all aware of that, increases as well. So the crosswalks, I'm in agreement with that also. There's certain areas that have been identified along that 6N corridor where crosswalks should be installed, where residents that perhaps live in developments on the south side of Route 6N, they daily in the summer, they cross 6N to access the lake property on the opposite side of the street. So the crosswalks would make it much safer for the pedestrians to cross, and maybe even warning lights is a suggestion as well. But Route 6N isn't this small country road that it had once been. It's now a very busy, and the traffic has increased tremendously along that road. So limiting or prohibiting large commercial vehicles, I think, is a great suggestion, and I'm in agreement with the traffic study being conducted by the DOT to determine whether or not they agree or not. Of course, it's a state road, and they would have to concur with the town board and the residents along that section of the road that traffic should be, commercial vehicles should be prohibited over a certain weight. So,
Kenny,
any
I
questions?
had met with several of the residents at a resident's home on 6N. In addition to these here, one of the other issues that was discussed is possibly having a reduction of the speed limit on there as well. So that's maybe something that we should consider in our resolution to the Department of Transportation, is a reduction of speed on that particular stretch of road. But were you at the meeting for when this letter was generated? Mm-hmm. So my question was this: there just seems to be a little bit inconsistency, and I'm just trying to, I don't know, with regard to the Jake brakes, right? So we're trying to eliminate the traffic or these trucks along 6N on this particular stretch of road. Are we also saying, well, if you don't do that, then at least eliminate the Jake brake use?
No, the Jake brake issue was mentioned. It was brought up by one or two of the residents over noise. Their concern was the noise that a Jake brake makes.
No, right. But what I'm saying is, if we're saying we don't want trucks, these heavy trucks on that road, then the issue of the Jake brakes wouldn't be an issue.
No, because trucks under 10 tons have Jake brakes also.
Okay, so but is it and again, I'm not familiar with Jake brakes. Maybe you are. Maybe somebody else is. I don't want the noise, but I also don't want the ability not for these vehicles to stop the vehicles in a safe manner. Unless I'm wrong, tell me. I don't know about them.
Okay, what a Jake brake does, it's a reducing device that when it's applied, it's not always applied, but when it is applied, it helps to slow the vehicle because it reduces the engine RPMs with the transmission and the rear end. So when the Jake brake applies, it essentially slows the truck down. You still have to apply brakes, but a Jake brake helps to slow the vehicle down, especially overweight vehicles that are carrying a lot of weight. So it reduces the transmission, the transfer case, and the engine all work together to slow at the same time. The Jake brake's designed to do that.
So the Jake brake would be an additional stopping power of the vehicle,
It is.
correct?
It is.
So again, just from a safety perspective, why would we want to eliminate that?
Well, I don't think that's the recommendation of the Traffic Safety Committee, is to eliminate them. I think they're saying, unless I read it wrong, Frank, I think that they're not recommending that the Jake brake issue be addressed by the Traffic Safety Committee, because it does have a useful purpose, and I agree with that. They should allow the Jake brakes to be used, but it does make this loud noise when it's engaged. No, I
understand. I've heard the noise.
So it is a useful device that's on the larger commercial vehicles. It is helpful.
So I just have, Mike Simone, the highway superintendent, if he's not made aware of this, he should be. And then Frank, you just mentioned possibly the reduction of speed. Chief Hoffman should also be made aware and let them to input their on this request.
Well, they don't give input, Susie, they only give input on local roads. They don't give input on state and county roads. So they only weigh in if it's a state, or I'm sorry, if it's a town road that this
Okay.
is being requested on. So they would not be weighing in on this. Personally, they could weigh in on it, but we don't need them to formally weigh in
I
on
mean,
it.
I would just like, because I don't, I'm all for safety, 100%. And like Frank said, I have no idea with these breaks and stuff. So, I'll just call Mike and Chief Hoffman just to get their thoughts. All right, perfect, thank you.
Okay. So we'll have to do this by resolution.
And again, this is just requesting a study by
That's all it
them.
is.
Okay.
It's requesting the DOT to, and they could actually turn around and say, well, we're not going to engage a study. It's up to them. It's their road. So either they're going to agree to it, or they're going to say
Maybe
that
that,
we're not going to do it.
again, if we do a resolution for a study, we could also, in addition to what they're suggesting here, perhaps also add a portion of it so that they look at reducing the speed limit on that road. From that.
What
that
is
particular-
what is the posted speed limit?
You know what, Kenny, I got to be honest with you, I don't recall off the top of my
I
head.
think it's 30.
It's
I believe
30?
It's 30, yeah. Yeah.
So when you do the study, you just ask for all that stuff before you
Right.
and you just move forward.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, any further questions?
Nope.
No? Okay. All right. So next, Police Chief Anthony Hoffman, consider request to authorize reimbursement of educational stipend. It's for $900 per the current PBA collective bargaining agreement, and it's for P.O. James Zaccone. I respectfully request, this is from the chief. I respectfully request approval of the $900 education stipend as per the current PBA contract for P.O. James Zaccone. P.O. Zaccone received a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice Administration from the University of Phoenix in 2016. P.O. Zaccone has met the requirements of Article 17, Section 2 of the current PBA contract, as he has been a member of the Carmel PD for over a year. P.O. Zaccone's University of Phoenix transcript and degree are attached, submitted for your consideration and approval. So it's a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice, which is fitting for police officers. So, and it's per the
Contract.
contract
It's contractual.
that it's permissible. So, any questions or comments?
Nope.
Okay, the next three are Mary Ann Maxwell, Town Controller. Consider request to accept proposal for LoSAP Lantha Service Award Program, investment services for the Mahopac Falls and Mahopac Volunteer Fire Protection Districts. Hey, Mary Ann. Not green?
Take Sharps, he doesn't say anything.
Until he has to say something.
I'll share my mic with him.
See, Joe, they really didn't want you to talk tonight.
He's happy. He's not complaining.
Okay, what do I have first here? Okay, so consider request to accept proposal for LoSAP Investment Services. On July 21st of 2021, the town board authorized the Comptroller's Office to send out requests for proposals for the length of service award programs for Carmel Fire Protection District Number 1, which is Mahopac Falls, and Carmel Fire Protection District Number 2, which is Mahopac. I'm pleased to report that we did receive 5 proposals from various investment service firms. After a thorough review and analysis and discussions with PenFlex, I prepared the attached spreadsheet comparing the submitted proposals. Based on the submitted proposals and the prior investment performances, I'm recommending the LoSAP Investment Services continue to be awarded to Glens Falls National Bank for a 5-year period commencing January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2026. So I did prepare the attached spreadsheet. The total cost for the year, I do also have the Glens Falls proposal here. And if you look at the last page, that's where you'll see the proposal. So the cost, the annual cost for both Fire Protection District Number 1 and 2 would be $25,444. The cost to send out the monthly distributions per participant is $2,300, so the total cost is $27,860. So that is the lowest amongst the other for investment services. I've been happy, with the.
How long have we had them?
5 years. We've had them 5 years. So 2016, we I think got 7 proposals, so this time we got 5.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we were with RBC, I think it was RBC Wealth Management. So I've been happy with them, and I think over the last 5 years, every year,
They've done well.
the investments,
Okay. And it's,
we've been seeing, investment gains, so,
6,000 less than the next
yes,
bidder.
exactly. And the last 2 were
I
were
won't
much
even
higher.
mention- I
so-
won't even mention that, yeah.
Yeah, so. Okay,
Okay. Thanks, Marion.
okay.
All right, 7 is consider request to accept proposal for the 21-22 Service Award Program for Carmel Fire Protection Districts 1 and 2.
Okay. Penflex is the company that we have contracted with in the past to handle our administrative services and actuary services for the LoSAP program. So we've had Penflex for the year, every year. The cost for Mayapack Falls, Carmel Fire Protection District number 1 is $6,900 a year. That remains the same as last year. The cost for Carmel Fire Protection District number 2, which is Mayapack, is $7,700. That did go up $100, but it still is. I work well with Penflex, and I recommend the board consider awarding this to them for the 21. It starts in November of 21 through October 31st of 22.
Yeah, Marion, I concur with you. Penflex
Yeah.
has been an excellent vendor over
Exactly.
the years.
Yeah, yep,
They
I've
provide
been
a-
working, and I have to say, Ed Hollahan, who is the president of Penflex, really did kind of, help me out with, kind of reviewing these proposals. We did receive 5 proposals, so there was a lot to go through. So,
Yeah.
I'm pleased with Penflex, and the cost is, it's $13,000 a year, $14,000 a year for that service. And they also work well with our auditors. They have to prepare documents for the auditors, during our, our annual audit. So I am happy with
Yeah,
them.
and they're very responsive
Yep.
to our needs and your needs. You know,
Exactly.
When an issue comes up or you need to clarify something, they're great
Yep.
to work with, so.
Yeah.
No, I'm in agreement.
Yeah, they were helpful when we, with different things, when we had to separate the Carmel Fire Protection District. They were definitely helpful
Yeah.
with that too,
Yeah.
as well.
I agree. Okay, and Marion, your final agenda item, consider request to authorize 2021 delinquent water and sewer levy on 2022 town-county taxes.
Right, so we do this every year. So the first part of this page is the delinquent water bills and penalties. So the total, as of yesterday, when I printed this, was $222,921 for water districts 1 through 14. The second page is our out of water and out of district water and sewer. And then we also have on here some property maintenance cleanups on page 2, totaling $4,525. So we have sent out, with the property maintenance cleanups, we have sent out invoices, and they still remain unpaid. So some of those cleanups were from 2020. So we did this in 2019, where if they don't pay it, we do levy it on their taxes. Okay? As far as the out-of-district water and sewer, I want to talk to Greg about this. I'm not sure, Joe, if you know, but I would like to discuss, and I did discuss this with Glenn Drosy, putting the out-of-districts on the tax bill instead of billing it separately and then having to re-levy it. So I did speak to Glenn. He spoke to Lisa Johnson up at the county, and it can be done, not for the 2022 taxes, but I think it can be done for the 2023 taxes.
Say that
So-
again, Mary Ann.
so-
Say that again.
Okay, so how we do the out-of-district
Right.
bills, we send out the bills separately.
Okay.
Okay, we send them out in July. If they don't pay, we levy it on their taxes the following year.
Okay.
Okay? Most of the people pay. Most of them pay.
Right.
Okay. But instead of sending out the bills, I asked if it can just be put on the tax bill, just like an in-district. So for my, for my water, I have, it's on my, most people that are in district, everyone that's in district, it's on their tax bill, their annual tax bill. Okay? The outer districts is billed separately.
So
Okay.
it would reduce some of your.
It would, yes, it would
we would
reduce,
have more
we wouldn't be
we would get more
billing
payments,
separately.
right?
We would not be billing separately.
Okay.
It would just show up on their taxes. So we can't do it in 2022.
Right.
So in July of '22, I will send out the bills again. But I would like to send a letter with those bills saying that going forward in January of 2023, you will not be receiving it will show up on your taxes instead of getting a separate bill. Yeah, I talked to Glenn Drosy about it. He said it would just be a matter of just putting it on the tax roll, basically, adding it to the tax roll. He spoke to Lisa Johnson up at the county. She actually would prefer it that way too. The tax receiver's office would prefer it that way. It's less work for everyone. But I would like to give the residents the heads up. I mean, some of those, we have Villa Barone, who is an out-of-district. They receive a very large out-of-district water bill. So they receive that in July. Now they would be receiving it in January on their taxes. Mayapack Library is another one that receives a large one. So, I want to give the residents, I want to send out a letter when I do this, talk to Greg about it, make sure there's no, issues with that. So.
Yeah, and all those people
know.
have the option of paying it over Tuesday.
Exactly,
payment
exactly. That's the thing. So,
Right.
so if we didn't, so I normally say send the bills out in July and it's due in August,
Right.
but if they don't pay it by November, it gets levied on their January of the following year taxes.
Okay.
So they do have that 6 months. You're right, Frank. They do have that So that's the only benefit to the resident, to the taxpayer.
Like Charbonneau, once in a while, I'm right.
So, anyway, so that's a thought. Again, we can discuss it again, down the road, but.
Okay. Great. Thanks,
So I
Mary.
will update these. As I said, this is a draft.
Yeah. When do we have to?
Next Wednesday. Per the county contract, we have to have it to the county by the 19th of November, which is next Friday. So we'd have to vote on it on the 17th.
17th.
Yes.
Okay.
But these are past due, these are water and sewer bills that were due, in June, July, August. So it's not like it's not like we just sent the bills out. These are past due for several months. Yeah. Okay? You're welcome.
That's it, isn't it?
Marion, once these go to the county, then it gets levied on
It
their.
gets levied on their January
And then
taxes.
there's a
Yeah.
interest,
there's an interest
there's a
on it.
surcharge, right? Isn't there an interest
Or a
on?
penalty, maybe.
If they don't,
Just a penalty.
if they don't pay it by January, there will be a penalty.
Right,
Yeah.
all right,
There was a
But yeah,
couple
if they
of
don't pay it by next Wednesday, it will go on their taxes
okay.
Yeah,
in January.
all right. There
So,
were a couple large ones on there that Susie and I saw,
yeah.
very sizable ones. And
Yeah.
I just I don't get it because it's going to be levied on their county taxes.
And they're also paying, correct, and they're also paying penalties on top of.
Right.
So they get their water bills, and then there's a, 10% penalty
Yeah,
a couple times a year. We send out the penalties, so,
okay.
yeah.
Thanks, Mary.
Yep.
I'm going to the
Thank
house
you.
for dinner Saturday. Bert, no,
Oh, Mo, okay. Yeah, you should let them know.
I'm gonna let them know. You see some? So, next up is Rich Franzetti, Town Engineer. Consider request to acknowledge emergency repairs, Carmel Water District Number 2, 11 Old Route 6. And I think we're all very familiar with this break, that this was a major water main break that there was interruption to the hospital for quite a few hours because of this main that let go. So, Rich, I'll let you explain it.
Well, so this is, as Supervisor Spit mentioned, it's being presented to the board of emergency invoices submitted in payment for authorization of excess of $10,000. On October 1st, there was a water main break in Carmel Water 2. It was 8-inch pipe, 10-foot deep water main break, and the repair was performed at 11 Old Route 6. There's an invoice in the amount of $15,000 and change for the repair to have been made by Cook. That was the big water main break that we had earlier this year.
Okay. And if anybody would ever question Cook Excavating's abilities or their responsiveness to water main breaks, I was at that water main break for about 4 hours with Cook Excavating, and that company, we've used them for years. They are, in my opinion, second to none. They do excellent work.
Mm-hmm.
They're very prepared. They have the equipment, and he did a fantastic job. The water main break in this particular case, the main was in a very difficult location that was surrounded by concrete. So we had to break through the concrete in order to access the section of the main that ruptured to get to it. And he had all the equipment, the jackhammers, the tools that he needed to do that. So that company does excellent work, and we're very fortunate to have Cook Excavating on call 24/7, 365, because he does just fantastic work. Second, as I said, second to none. Great contractor. Okay.
I concur. It also helps that his facility is about 30 feet away from where that break was. That
Yeah.
also helped in the response time for this.
Yeah.
So.
Sure did. Okay, Rich, next, number 10, consider request to accept proposal for planning consulting services.
The board is aware, we had put out proposals in January of 2020 for planning services for the planning board. It was awarded to Clear Consulting, and it was for 1 year from January 1st to December 31st of this year, with the unilateral option on the part of the town to extend the term for 2 additional 1-year periods, either 22 or 22 and 23. A copy of the memorandum requesting the award of the contract is attached to the memo. Clear Consulting Services has adequately serviced the Town of Carmel's Planning Board. We recommend that we exercise a 1-year renewal of the contract to end starting on January 1st, 22, to end on December 31st, 2022. It would be at the same price as was offered as the RFP.
Okay. All right. Susie, any questions, comments on this? Frank?
You got some positive recommendations
Yeah.
to continue this.
I'm good with it, too.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
Thank you.
it. All right, thanks, Rich. So that completes the agenda items for this evening's work session. Is there any members of the public that would like to come up and comment on the agenda items that we just covered this evening? Come on up at this time, if you'd like to. Okay, next is the open forum, new business portion of the meeting. If anyone's here for new business that they'd like to discuss with the town board, feel free to come on up to the podium at this time as well.
Good evening, everyone. I'm James Carmody from the Carmel Hamlet on the ancestral land of the Wappinger people, and I'm here on a bit of a quest I've been seeking to fulfill for over a month now. With the help of a friend, I and her had checked out Lake Baldwin over in Mahopac, and for various reasons, residents are concerned, and I really have gotten some help from the town engineer in finding the former caretakers of that lake, the Lake Baldwin Association. Unfortunately, I can't get any details on that defunct association, nor who is currently caretaking for Lake Baldwin, neither from residents there nor from the Lake Cook Association nearby. So I'm putting it out here for anyone present, anyone watching, anyone who knows who might be the caretakers of Lake Baldwin today.
Okay, James, I think there's a homeowners association in Lake Baldwin. Have you reached out to them at all?
I have not.
So you're seeking information about who might be the caretakers of the lake?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking? Okay. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
There has been, there was a few members. There were a few members going back a while ago. I might have their contact still in my file. If you want to give me a call tomorrow, James, I could give you that information for you. I'm not sure if they're still active with it. I know for a while they were trying to get it back up, but I don't think they were too successful.
All right, we'll be in touch.
Okay?
Thank
Glad
you.
to give you that information.
Because the clubhouse is right on the lake. So, whoever the responsible party is for the clubhouse
Is the
is the association, yeah. We'll try to get, as Ann said, she'll see if she can get that information for you.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Okay, just a few announcements. So Tuesday, November 30th, this is important. This is when the Carmel Town Board will be meeting. We'll have a public workshop here in this meeting room to discuss the downtown Mahopac revitalization projects. And the three projects that we're going to be discussing is Swan Cove, that's the Lakeside Recreation Park, Municipal Parking Lot, which is the former parcels owned by Mahopac National Bank, and the downtown sidewalks, lighting, crosswalks, and other amenities that we're going to be looking at for downtown Mahopac. So this is a major undertaking. This project has been in the works for several years now, and the town acquired several parcels, including the Swan Cove site and the bank parcels, to move forward with this project. So we're at a point where this will be the second meeting that we've opened it up to the public for feedback from them. So if you are interested in those projects, the downtown Swan Cove, municipal parking, and the downtown improvement projects, this is the meeting that you can attend where you could give us feedback. So we want to hear from you on what your vision is for the Swan Cove site. We want to hear what your vision is for downtown Mahopac, what the municipal parking lot, you feel the municipal parking lot should, how many vehicles it should service. So public input on these projects is crucial to the outcome of them. So we want to hear from you, and on November 30th at 6:30 p.m. in this meeting room, it's Tuesday evening. Hopefully you're available. You can attend that meeting. If you can't attend on November 30th, whether you have family obligations or whether you're working and you'd like to send an email to the town board on what your thoughts are with respect to those projects, you can email us. And we'll read your email if you like. We'll read your email publicly at that meeting. So you can email me, the town supervisor, at ks@ci.carmel.ny.us, or you can email any of the town board members if you'd like. Their email addresses are available on our website, or you can email Ann Pascarella. Hers is available too. So mark your calendars for November 30th at 6:30 p.m. If you would like to weigh in on what the downtown project should look like, what your vision is for that, and what the future is for the town of Carmel with respect to those projects. So next announcements are for the Veterans Day ceremonies. So tomorrow is Veterans Day, as I stated earlier, November 11th. At the VFW Carmel Post, this is on Route 52 up in the hamlet of Carmel, at 11 a.m., there will be a ceremony at Memorial Hall, 32 Glenida Avenue. In Mahopac, it's going to be at the VFW Mahopac Post 5491 at 10:30 a.m. There's going to be a parade that starts at the VFW on East Lake Boulevard, and we're going to march down to the War Memorial on East Lake Boulevard, just behind CVS and McDonald Marina. And that ceremony will take place sharply at 11 a.m. So those are the two Veterans Day ceremonies in Carmel tomorrow. The Carmel Farmers Market at Lake Mahopac has been extended to Sunday, November 14th and November 21st. The Farmers Market opens up at 9 a.m. and it runs to 1 p.m. So it was going to close in October, Susie, but they extended it to November 14th and the 21st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's very, very popular. It's been a well-attended farmers market this summer. Yeah. And because of the attendance and the amount of people that have expressed an interest and the vendors that would like to continue, the Recreation Department has extended it to the 14th and 21st of this month. There's going to be a menorah lighting ceremony Sunday, November 28th at 4 p.m. up on the shore of Lake Lenita, up in the hamlet of Carmel. That's where Rabbi Korah lights the menorah, and it's on November 28th at 4 p.m. on the shore of Lake Lenita. So the holiday and the lake parade and tree lighting this year is Saturday, December 4th. That's going to be at 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. live music along Lenita Avenue, and 6:15 to 6:30 Santa stroll on the Glenita Avenue. From 6:30 to 7:30, the parade of lights with decorative floats on Glenita Avenue, and 7:30 to 7:45 tree lighting ceremony at Lake Glenita. So this is the big parade up in the hamlet of Carmel that is every year. This year it's Saturday, December 4th, holiday on the lake tree lighting. So another very well community, family-oriented event in the hamlet of Carmel. Again, it's well attended. There's probably thousands of people that line the streets of Route 52 up in the hamlet along Lake Lenita. Take your families there. It's a great, great evening. And watch the parade, and Santa comes through at the end on one of the fire trucks, Carmel Fire Department. So, Susie, I don't have any information for the, is the chamber doing a tree lighting this year, you know?
They are.
I think it's going to be at Sycamore Park, right?
At Sycamore Park, they're having,
You know when it is?
it's driving by Santa. I believe it's November
It's
20,
the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
yeah, so the 27th.
Yeah, 27th.
Yep, but you need to go on the Carmel Recreation site and sign up, because you go through through your car, and you have time slots to go and see Santa Claus.
So it's a drive.
It's a drive-through through
Sycamore Park.
Sycamore
And
Park.
there's a dome there too, right? Or a bubble, Susie?
I
or
don't know
a
if there's a
globe?
bubble this
I think there's
year.
I think Santa's in a bubble, in a dome.
Yeah.
COVID.
Hope they,
And-
hope
and
they,
it's
COVID
over.
Santa.
hope they
Yeah,
put some air
yeah.
in there.
And I'll have more next week about the,
Okay,
they're having
if you could
something
get-
down there. Yeah.
Do you know
Yep.
if they're doing something down there?
I think they are.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going
If
to
you
try
could
to look
find
it
out
up right
some-
now. Yep, and then I just want to do, I went to a ribbon cutting for Backyard Bones. It's located in 114 Old Route 6 in Carmel. It's an indoor dog park, so they're opened up. Yeah, it was pretty neat. So, again, Backyard Bones, it was fun to be there, and the owners are very excited. So I'll try to find out what's going down here at the Mahopac for Santa Claus.
Okay. All right. And Mike, you've met Rabbi Korah, right? Rabbi Korah from up in Carmel?
I'm sure you have.
He's with the Chabad. So, Mike, on Sunday, November 28th, if you're available at 4 p.m., if you could be at the menorah lighting, because I'd like to introduce you to him, because every year the supervisor has the honor of lighting the starter candle on the menorah. So you have to climb up a ladder and
I usually hold the ladder.
light the menorah. So if you're available, if you're around, and Steve, if you're around, it'd be nice to meet Rabbi Korah, and I'm sure you'll be getting invites.
Lake Lenita.
You know, I don't know, the one over here I don't know. I didn't get any information on that. We'll have to find out. Because I believe she does something, right? Over
Yeah,
there?
we've been there.
You've done
Yeah,
that?
we've been there, yeah.
Okay, we'll find out when that one is too. All right. Okay, does anybody have
I'll
anything
hold
else?
the ladder for you.
No,
You have anything? No. Okay. All right, so we're gonna adjourn the meeting. We're gonna be back here next Wednesday, November 17th. It's for a town board voting meeting and work session. Dual meeting, voting meeting and work session, November 17th. But the big meeting you want to attend is the 30th, if you're a resident of Carmel. All right. I need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilman Lombardi.
So moved.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Good night, everyone.